Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shenanigans. Party, how are you guys doing today?
Great.
Doing well.
Fine.
Good. I think it's been a while since we've done introductions all the way around the table. We've got some new characters here today and some new players. So why don't we walk around the table and introduce each other in order of the overlay, starting with Rob/Melissa.
All right. Well, let's see. Do you want me to introduce myself or my character first?
Why don't you give us 1 minute on yourself and less than 5 minutes on Melissa? I don't have to specify that for anyone else.
Who is Robert Barrera? To some, he is a god striding high in the educational pantheon. To others, he is a lover. And to still more, he's a friend. Although sometimes those lines cross. Not going to look at anybody in particular here today. As far as my character, Melissa was a young elven woman who was A-OK with M-A-R-T-H-A. But she had some really horrible disillusionments this last session. Well, it started a while ago with she found out all the milk in the world was tainted with meth, and it's just gone downhill from there. And she learned that aspirin do not, in fact, solve pregnancy or stop pregnancies. And she's trying to figure out how to put her life back together after being completely disillusioned. So we'll see what this young cleric has to do today.
Okay. Wow, that's a good introduction. Nick, who are you, and tell us about Zen.
I'm Nick. I do nothing of note whatsoever. And Zen is a drunken third level wizard that's going to be casting light on everything and everyone.
And you don't blink, right?
Right. It's an unblinking drunken wizard.
Fabulous. And speaking of fabulous things, Ryan, who are you, and who is Fab Hides?
I am Ryan. I don't know. I got nothing. After Rob's intro, not even going to try. I don't know. Most of the viewers recognize me from Dicing with Death or other shows here, so.
Okay. Who's Fab Hides then?
On myself. Fab Hides is a fighter here in the legendary Adventurers Bar of Shenanigans to seek fame and fortune and maybe slay some fabulous beasts.
Okay. And Connor, who are you, and who is the Walk?
God. Well, I'm a naval officer. I'm Connor Crow. Yes, the glasses did come with the commissioning documents. And actually, Neil, it's The Rock. You got to get it right. You see here, The Rock. He's one with the dunk. He follows the way of dunking. His whole life has been leading up to him learning how to dunk. He kind of made his way down here on accident. It's kind of how it always works anyway. And he's hoping to just dunk on some people.
Awesome.
Like, I gotta ask you, the sunglasses are cool and all, but did you consider becoming an officer? Because they also not only give you the sunglasses, but they also issue you a mustache.
I'm just gonna say I don't want to take the year that it take to grow a mustache.
No, they give you one. It comes with it, like being a pilot.
No, that's pilot. That's pilots that they give. See, I'm gonna be on a submarine. They just give us beards.
Oh. Well. Why don't we hop into game then? We are in Berkshire.
That music got a little intense, I'm not going to lie, Neil. Like halfway through Rob's, you cued in like the epic space music.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, music where?
Just kept it rolling.
Roll 20. You might have to turn up your volume on that end. I stopped it now, but it was there. We're going to turn on the Roll 20 music now.
I never heard it.
Then your Roll 20 volume is too low. Okay, so everyone is in Shenanigans in Berkshire, and the heroes, adventurers sort of tavern that this is, and all your characters are familiar with each other, and you're all sitting around the same table. What's it like sitting around that table?
Can I get to, I couldn't quite figure out where Connor ended and his character began. So
I mean, what's the difference?
Clarification.
Okay.
So there's a wizard, there's a
fighter.
there's a
Sorry,
priestess
fighter.
of Martha,
I've got to change.
and there's
like a basketball jersey.
a basketball player.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yep. Got to dunk on people. Yep.
So many questions. So many questions. Do you have a weapon, or is your weapon the basketball?
So I got a couple weapons. I got my big two-hander because you can't, like the Great Havel the Rock.
You can't play basketball without a sword.
You can't play basketball without. You can't dunk on people without just like a giant two-hander. And I've got a rock.
I'm unfamiliar with this game, but it sounds like a fun one if you get to bring your sword.
Well, the sword is sometimes, but it's all about the rock because you got to dunk on it. Take it's like a big rock and just right on the head. Just dunk on it.
He has a very large rock with him. Maybe that's what your characters are asking him about.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Was it a pocket rock, or do you like carry it? You like shove it around on the floor?
Oh, it just. I got
on
it
the shoulder.
In a bag.
Okay.
In a bag.
Like a bowling bag or something like that.
Yeah. So that way, like in a hurry, I don't.
Yeah, maybe it's got little wheels.
All right. So you're all sitting around this table. What's it like sitting around this table? What are you guys saying, doing? Are you sitting in awkward silence? Are you having a Martha off? Are the two fighters comparing who's the most fabulous?
Bro, what's your workout routine like, bro? like how many push-ups do you, bro? Like what about protein shakes, huh? Those are pretty good.
I have a strict regimen of calisthenics.
Nice. Going for that endurance build. I see. Nice. I respect that.
And as for protein shakes, I consider natural sources the best. As a matter of fact, let's get a round of meats for the table. Is Desmond on duty in the?
Yeah, you see, the bar is actually fairly quiet, despite what the background sounds appear to be. There's not many people in here right now. Desmond's just leaning on the bar, kind of staring off into space like he's daydreaming or something.
I'll be dreaming about my amazing biceps.
Okay, Melissa's gonna call Desmond over. Barkeep.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
I need a drink.
All right,
Not
rum?
usual.
I can
No.
recommend how about a coffee and Kahlua?
I don't know. Both of those sound kind of foreign. I heard places that aren't here kind of.
How about coffee and freedom?
That sounds good, but I think I'm just going all out today. After all this with the milk and then learning everything was a lie, there's no point in even drinking milk. It's time to go on the wild side.
Juice?
Bring me a Shirley Temple straight up.
All right.
Yo.
Would anyone else like something a little stronger?
Bro, can you hook me up with some
Like-
beer?
Zen
Beer?
just
I can
keeps
do a beer.
drinking.
I could do with another round.
Beer. Unblinking guy?
You see me taking sips out of the several wineskins full of rum.
It's like there's an uncorking fee if you're going to bring in your own drink, man. It's a couple of copper. Pay up. All right, I'll be right back with your drinks. And he heads off to the bar.
What time of day is it?
It's like 11 in the morning.
Sweet.
Getting the day off right.
Well, you're all adventurers and there's nothing to do today, so you're all just kind of hanging around, you know? You're sitting together because there's not much else going on. Desmond goes off to the counter to get a couple of drinks, and you see the front door open, and in walks Desmond's wife, Elizabeth, who he affectionately calls Lizzie, and she's chatting with this gentleman. And you see Desmond look over and then kind of double take and just stare at the two of them. Lizzie and this guy come up to the table and start talking, and you can see Desmond get kind of awkward. Anyway, continue.
Well, that doesn't look good.
She always do that.
I don't know. I just arrived in town today. Or not. Or have I...
Whatever you want.
I guess we all know each other.
You could have made friends easily. So you kind of hear a little bit of muffled shouting from over there, and Desmond kind of turns around and storms out the back door through the kitchen and all the way out. You see Lizzie shake her head and turn around and kind of head for the front door, motioning for her guests to follow her. And then they depart in separate directions.
Who is this guest?
It's just some guy that she walked in with.
Drive a rift between Desmond and
relative age
Lizzie?
between Lizzie and this dude.
They're about the same age. Maybe he might be a couple years older than her. Lizzie's in her late 30s. Desmond would be his early 40s. This guy must be about Desmond's age.
He's probably just the guy that her mom wanted her to marry, who's now gone off to become super rich.
Yep. That has to be. Okay. I almost thought it was an in-law, but not a...
Nah, old ex-boyfriend, I'm sure.
Think he's got game? I bet I can talk way better than him.
I'm sure you could throw a stone much further. What about an arrow? I hear Lizzie's a legendary shot.
Arrows don't throw very well.
No, you can't really dunk it either. It's like that much. Get it down, it's just gonna break.
Desmond walks in through the back door carrying a big sandbag and goes up to the front door and just kind of plops it down, shouts over his shoulder, "Borsch, get the rest of the sandbags. We'll be back in half an hour." He leans over the counter and pulls out a horn from the other side and heads out into the front door, while Borsch comes out kind of scratching his head and then begins to sandbag all the doors to Shenanigans.
While we're
I'll
still
walk over
inside.
to the orc and ask what's going on.
Said sandbag the doors. You want to help?
Flooding?
Look, when Desmond gives you an order like that, with that tone, you just follow it. I could use some help.
I'll move a sandbag as we're having this conversation, but I don't know that I will commit to sandbagging the inn unless I can get a better explanation.
The Orcish cook seems to just be going with it.
To the sandbag.
We're effectively
Yeah,
barricading
I'll
ourselves
help.
in here. Is that what's happening?
No. Just, I don't know.
Or rings of sandbags around the door in case it floods?
I was just going to bring it up 6 inches or so. If he wants more specific instructions, he can come back and give them.
Worst, do the doors open in or out?
The kitchen door opens out. The other two doors open in. No, the front door opens out, and the kitchen door opens out, and the back door opens in.
All right. So in my current disgust with world mood, I walk over, open the front door, push it open with the sandbag providing no barrier to opening the door at all, then I go sit back down.
Yeah.
It's probably a good point. Maybe we should sandbag on the inside of the door?
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what you are doing.
So I should sandbag on the outside of the door. Okay, I'll just move these over.
Well, how are you
here.
going to get back in?
Well, how's he gonna pull off the sandbag surprise?
Look, guys, I'm
Is
just going to get the sandbags in place and let Desmond deal with it.
Is
anyone-
Desmond still around? Desmond went outside with a drinking horn or something?
Yeah, he just walked out
Or
the front door
blasting,
and walked down the
one
street.
or the other.
Yeah. So Borsch offers you guys free drinks and food if you help him sandbag.
Oh hell yeah!
That's what I thought.
I'm not below a free meal.
All right. So you guys help sandbag the place, and Desmond comes back in through the front door, which is, the sandbags ended up on the inside, so the door could be opened so Desmond could walk in, just hoping that the sand will keep the water out. And so Desmond comes back in, goes back around the counter, puts the horn down somewhere, and starts drinking heavily.
What's going on, boss?
Show that stupid jerk. You saw that man come in earlier? Lizzie's old boyfriend, Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Come to visit for a while. Gets to stay in the guest bedroom in the house instead of at the inn. Last time he's going to visit Berkshire.
How did your mother-in-law feel about the two of them together?
Try not to talk to her.
That's usually a good plan.
I hate to break it to you, but
I heard she was a delightful woman. She starred very heavily in the legend of
I'm sorry. There's like 4 people talking at once. I've only got one brain. I can only listen to one person. Not even all that well. So... You, man with the fabulous hide.
I was just... I don't think the sandbags will keep your wife's friend out of the bar.
No. But it'll ruin his time here. You, girl. What were you saying?
It'll ruin his time here?
Yeah.
He's a flood, I guess? No, I was just saying your mother sounded absolutely delightful, and I thought and I learned all about her when we studied the legend of Morton Bixby.
Morton Bixby? Who the hell's Morton Bixby? He says, continuing to drink heavily.
He's one of the great heroes of the Faith of Martha.
Oh, is he the
Although that's probably a lie, too, now that I think about it.
Oh, died recently, right? Eaten by a frog, was it? No, struck down by lightning. Frozen? Big cleric guy, yeah. He's a good man. Sad to see him die. No, this is even better. This just close off the river, flood the whole town. Guy won't be able to do anything. He won't be able to go anywhere the whole time he's here. He'll have a miserable time.
But won't everybody else have a miserable time?
Fuck them.
Right.
I've saved their life. They owe me at least one.
That's fair. That's fair.
Keeps drinking.
Is there a second floor to the inn?
How
There
did
is.
you block off the largest river on the continent?
Well, first off, little lady, it's not the largest river on the continent. It's only the largest river leading from Berkshire. And it all comes out of this underground cave. So, you take a horn of blasting, you blow it up the cave, it collapses, the river backs up, and, it'll start leaking through the ground pretty soon. This whole place sits in like a little valley. I actually reclaimed this spot, which used to be a pond, for the town by building that underground tunnel. So it'll just start welling back up any minute now. And we'll be like, underwater. Fine.
This much
Why
of
would
this
you want
much.
to flood your bar?
That's why we got the sandbags. It'll be fine.
I pick my backpack up and set it on a chair.
Sandbags will keep the water
Yeah.
out. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Make sure
I'm sure you thought this through, but
I'm not sure of that at all.
It sounds reasonable to me. I mean, it's like, you cut off the river, it brings up here, this guy has a bad time, he gets out of Dodge.
Yeah, I mean, he's not
Sounds
going to come
solid.
back if this town's flooding.
Yeah.
He'll be forced to stay inside all day.
Well, how are you
Useless.
going to fix the river?
I don't know. I'll let
How are you
future
gonna fix the
Desmond figure
river?
that problem out.
He said he had a horn of blast. He just does that again. Blast everything away.
That's as nonsensical as shooting a door panel, and when you want it to, it locks the door panel, but when the door is closed, shooting the door panel causes the door to open.
I'm
I mean,
not
if it collapsed
sure.
it and made it and sealed it one time, why would recollapsing it again and seal it?
Well,
Because it's a horn of blast. Just blast.
then I'll just go down there and rip him out by hand, or I don't know. I'll figure it out. Someone will figure it out. Desmond is very drunk by this time. He's been doing, shots in one hand and sipping in the other. And Borsch comes in and takes a look at Desmond, who is no longer able to stand, picks him up and puts him over his shoulder, starts marching Desmond upstairs to go sleep it off. By now you look outside and you notice the water level in the town is starting to rise.
You mean there is water in the town?
Yes, the town is now...
The town is flooding.
It's rising from 0 to any number more than 0.
Yes.
That just doesn't strike me as right. Man's wife's friend comes to town, and he's the one that winds up having to sleep in the motel. I mean, the inn.
You know what? That guy's probably getting free room and board. It's a cheapskate.
Well, this is Desmond's inn. I doubt he's paying for that room. He's sleeping in right now.
No. Brock, dude. He's probably getting out of paying for something. Last time I tried that, I got my butt kicked out. That's not cool.
You showed up at your now married ex-girlfriend's house and asked to be let stay in the best guest room?
Maybe. It's grand old time.
I guess I'd walk over to the door and take a look outside.
Water is maybe 2 inches deep now.
So it hasn't reached the sandbags.
No.
Neil?
Borsch takes some wood and begins to light a fire in the fireplace. Yazen?
It's cozy.
Can I go outside, cast Metamorphize Liquid, turn a large section of it into rum, then just get a cup of rum?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can step out into the lake, turn a large portion of it to rum, and then pour,
How
take
large
it by
of
the
a
glass.
portion are we talking here?
I think it gets a couple cubic feet.
Holy crap.
3
you're
cubic feet now.
You're still basically drinking diluted flood water.
No,
Yeah, but
because
all of the liquid.
it's only 2 inches tall, right? So 3 cubic feet would actually be a pretty big radius, and if you stand in the epicenter of it, it would be pure rum.
It still have dirt in it. But
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, but
Who cares?
I mean, a little bit of dirt don't hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
As I witness this.
but it isn't going to kill you.
Well, he'll be needing a cure to this disease later.
As I said, Borsch lights a fire in the fireplace. Gives you guys a look and shakes his head and goes, "It's going to be a cold night tonight with all this water everywhere."
Is this inn waterproof?
Oh, yeah. This isn't the first time this has happened.
Oh, okay. See, he's done this.
Does
Done this before. He knows how to
an
do it.
occurrence.
I mean, it happened once. By accident. There was
Yeah, he knows how to fix it.
There was a problem, though. All the river creatures started swimming around in town.
Oh, they're just having a party.
River creatures meaning fish, or river creatures meaning dragon turtles?
Electric eels? It actually got to be kind of a problem. No one could leave their homes or go down into the water without getting shocked. A couple of people died. Actually, now that I remember it, that was actually a pretty dark time. Oh, this is not good. We should maybe stack some sandbags a little higher, he says.
All right, I start stacking those sandbags.
All right.
Sure. I guess we bunker down in the inn. Bunker until the quest falls our way, I suppose.
I think a quest has fallen your way.
I think it has.
I think the town is flooded and about to be flooded with electric eels.
Yeah.
I think it's up to you guys to save the town from Desmond's marriage problems once again.
How are we going to heal out of that one?
How high does the water level rise?
After a couple of hours, it seems to be stopping around 6 inches. So, not too deep. You can easily walk through it. But it's enough that it would definitely soak you on your legs. So, Borsch
Look,
gets...
guys, it's pretty clear that Neil just read some article on BuzzFeed that showed an electric eel jumping out of the water to shock an alligator. So I think what we need to do is find something else on BuzzFeed that would somehow counter this.
What about an alligator jumping out and biting an eel?
Now, what we need to do is a search for BuzzFeed articles about alligators. Maybe
What
not,
is
I'm not
this?
sure how this works.
What is this BuzzFeed of which you speak? Is this like...
Oh, you're new to Desu. You need to get yourself an iPhone.
What?
All those got shut down
iPhone,
and
is
Is that where
destroyed.
we feed the electric eels?
I hope
Like
not.
BuzzFeed. So we now feed the electric eels? We feed them
I think they
buzz?
feed buzz before they feed
I see where you're
themselves.
going. Desmond starts stumbling back downstairs, kind of drunk, and holds himself in the hallway and goes, "Wait a minute. If he can't leave the house, then it's just him and Lizzie stuck in my house together while the
Yes, she
town is
trapped
flooded."
them in there, and now if there's danger, she's having to turn to him, giving him the chance to act in a heroic and protective way.
Oh, shit.
And that definitely, that kind of situation never leads to bonding, does it?
Desmond stumbles to the front door, tosses his head over the sandbags, and kind of hurls into the water before, like, passing out on the side.
I guess.
Okay. I go
I
try
guess
to
I drag him out of the water so he doesn't drown.
Doesn't get pneumonia either.
Does the whole thing protecting the bar in this town apply to Desmond?
Yes, bar and its inhabitants.
Yeah, you can't kill him. He has plot armor.
So
Like,
what
straight
I'm
up.
thinking,
Oh, I've heard that's some good stuff.
Where is the inspecting his unconscious body? Can I see where the plot armor might be contained? Is there like a magic ring or brooch?
Can you
Is it his
can you
underpants,
see
Neil?
where you can do a coup de grace?
It's his underpants.
no, I'm just thinking that if we need to paddle around the town, instead of waiting in there and getting shocked by eels, we just use Desmond as a makeshift raft.
Yeah. Name it the Desmond. I like that. Maybe someday we can like figure out how to melt down that plot armor and make like more plot armor.
Okay. The town seems
So
fairly...
can we actually see the part on his neck? Can
No,
we actually see the part on his neck where you can't coup de grace him?
no. He looks like a normal unconscious person, but something tells you if you were try to put him in a situation where harm would befall him, the gods would get very angry at you, and bolts of lightning would rain down from the sky.
Hitting Desmond?
Missing Desmond,
what-
but conveniently hitting you.
What if we use that to shock all the eels?
That's a plan. It's a plan. If you want to try to invoke that lightning, go right ahead.
Nah, bro. Like I can like tie you up to a stake. Like you're a bit more conductive than I am. I think. Like we can get you on a big pole, just bam, right there. And we can do it. Like we got this, all right?
You're the one with the metal armor, not me.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Well, I must admit, I've journeyed far and wide to reach this legendary Shenanigans, and it turns out that Desmond the Dashing's an alcoholic, and the whole damn town's flooded with electric eels. Here's up for taking the first boat out of this dump.
I mean, you looked for shenanigans, and what'd you find? Some crazy shenanigans.
So I don't have a boat.
Borsch comes out of the kitchen going, I gotta stay and watch the inn. Can you guys do something about this?
I guess we can try.
If only I had a horn of unblasting, I guess so.
Oh god, if only. So,
None of us, unfortunately, are a geological force.
none of you guys know anything about rocks?
I know something about rocks. That's why I'm called the Rock.
Well,
This is a good rock. A very good rock.
so the river is down that way, near the dock district.
No, it's actually right outside.
Borsch.
It was.
Well, yeah, I hate to break it to you, but the river's right here.
Right. So, no.
How to get here?
I don't know how Desmond normally gets you to do these things, but chop, go solve it. Right?
Well, can I get the breakfast of
I
champions
guess.
first?
Look, I don't know if you know, the Breakfast of Champions here is only for real champions. Takes a real man to be able to eat what we serve. It's a dozen
for
eggs,
some people.
4 sausage links, and 3 cups of beans on top of sourdough toast. A whole loaf of it. Can you really handle that?
I can't even count that high.
A whole loaf of toast.
A whole loaf of toast.
A whole loaf. How do you toast a loaf?
Well, you
Like, is
slice
all
it many slices, and then you put them in the hot iron and stick it over the fire.
Whoa.
Wait, wouldn't you just heat the blade of the knife and then
Yeah.
cut the toast with it?
It doesn't toast it fast enough.
Well, you just got to get it hotter then, right?
Yeah, just get the knife hot enough so it toasts it as you're cutting it.
Yeah.
This might be a task for Gunderflunk.
Yes.
No, that's not his name.
Well, that goes without saying.
What the hell's the gnome's name in town?
Cogwrench.
Yes, this sounds like a task for Cogwrench Hammerbench. Alright, 2 tasks for you. Get a knife that can toast while it cuts, and unflood the town. I'll tell Desmond I did it. He'll give me some reward, and I'll just pass it on to you. How's that sound?
Throw in breakfast with that and you've got a deal.
Deal. He speaks for the whole group of you. You're all committed to this
Okay.
now. It's legally binding.
Who promoted
Yeah, I'll
Rock
speak for
as
that.
the leader?
No one else spoke up, so, man with real leadership
Yeah.
skills spoke up.
Guys, we got breakfast.
Breakfast is served. All right. Go get that magic knife then.
Well, where's breakfast?
Well, I can't make the toast until I've got the knife.
All right, guys, we got to get that knife.
Or a lightsaber. A lightsaber would do it.
Skip the toast. It's all carbs anyways. Eggs and sausage are fine.
And beans.
Those have protein.
All right, so I guess we head out into the flooded streets.
There's eels out there. Why would we do that?
Yeah.
To
I
go
have a
stop
boat.
it from being flooded?
You guys don't see any eels out there.
Just think of all the experience we'd get if we, unflood the town and all the eels just die.
Eels are deadly. You don't want. That's a
It's
fight you don't
almost
want
as
to
good as
take.
a whip spell.
Well, if there's no electric eels, and there's nothing to take out the alligators.
Oh crap! Totally forgot about that.
Neil,
Mm-hmm.
I asked Borsch if there are like a couple chairs lying around that we can have.
Want to buy a chair?
A couple chairs.
Suppose so. I don't know how much a chair goes for. I don't know. 2 silver a chair. Sold.
All right, I give him 4 silver and just like put my feet on the chair, hold on to the backs of the chairs, and just walk through the water with the chairs under my feet.
So basically stilts.
Yeah, just chair stilts.
You can be a
Yes,
chair
just-
walker if you want.
Okay.
You're gonna need you'll probably need some sort of cord to tie it to your foot so it can walk more easily than using your hands. But you can definitely be a chair walker.
Then you're just making that too difficult.
Are there boats
Here,
anywhere in town?
I grab 2 mugs off the off our table here. Just strap them to the bottom of your feet so you've got some puddle crossers.
Like
But
beer mugs.
The water's like 6 inches.
Yeah, the water's 6 inches high.
Yeah.
So what are these? Just like crummy little?
Well, the risk is that you might be 1 inch above the water, but your toe could dip in. If you want real security in your
Yeah, but you
walking.
could also just like force the mug into the wet ground now, and
Or it
just
could
go
break.
under.
I'm not saying you can't do it, Rob. I'm just saying it is more risky. I am happy if you
chairs.
want to take the mug
Chair
approach.
stilts.
I would actually rather you take
Does
the
anyone
mug
here-
approach. It makes it more fun for me, but
Does anyone here want to go halvesies on a canoe? They can't be that expensive.
Let's do that. That sounds like a good idea.
yeah, there's a bunch of boats down by the docks. Totally
Oh,
get
sweet.
This inn is full of barrels that once held beer and are waiting to be taken back and refilled with beer.
Mm-hmm.
Barrels float.
How are you'll paddle it though?
With anything?
Who needs a paddle? I've got a rock.
How's it
Just
gonna?
tie rope to the,
I
tie,
think
tie
it's
a
gonna-
rope to the rock, throw the rock, and then pull it back.
I think it's gonna wind up sinking too far with your weight on it. That'll just hit the ground. It won't really float in that barrel.
Tie the barrels to your feet.
All right, so this is all happening. I'm trying to make my way to the gnome shop with chairs. under my
Okay,
feet.
so
Okay,
here's the thing: if we go outside wearing barrels or mugs or chairs or giraffes strapped to our feet or whatever, then what? Does anybody here know how to unstopper a river?
I'm relying on Stone Guy over there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So tell us what you're going to do to unstopper this river.
Well, I think that idea that you had with the horn of blasting and just like blast it again, I think that would be great.
does anyone have a horn of blasting?
It's sort of like when
Forgot about
horn was used to destroy the castle gates, and then they blew it a second time to fix the castle gates.
No, you can't. No, you can't fix something by blasting it. You just break the thing that he broke again.
So what was the part you said about breaking the thing that you broke again?
Yeah, I mean, he said he broke the cave, right? So we just break that break. And so it's like a double break. And then it's all gone. Whoa. I think. Makes sense to me.
Well,
So what are you guys gonna do?
I'm already on my way to that gnome guy.
Okay, so
Okay,
then
so you're just like walking through the town.
so then this conversation I guess happened. Where
Yes.
if he left Shenanigans, I would have left as well.
So what? How do you leave?
I walk as well. Yeah, I walk.
You chair walk?
No, I walk in
You just
my
walk
boots.
through the water.
I touch
Okay.
the water. Do I have to roll a save or be electrocuted and die?
No. You don't see any electric eels yet. You can just walk through the water.
I'll
It's
ch-
fine.
Yeah,
Where
I'll
are
walk.
you even going?
I go to try to find a boat to buy. Although I need a buddy, I think, unless I can find a used boat for less than market value. I'll head
go
to
with
the
you.
docks.
I'll go with you, hippopotamus.
Okay.
Alright.
So the
I
Rock
think the
and
three of
Fab
us-
Hides go to the docks. Zen's going to find Cogwrench Hammerbench. Melissa, what are you doing?
I think
I'm gonna keep drowning my sorrows in my Shirley Temple.
Oh, you never got a Shirley
Yeah.
Temple. He went to get it and then got distracted by all this, so you're left Shirley Temple-less. It's the worst. It's the worst of all worlds.
All right. Well,
I
it can't
don't
be that
think it-
difficult to make. I mean, I watched Desmond make drinks out of stuff behind this bar all the time.
You just
I'm
start
gonna
pulling
I'm gonna
things out of the bar and
behind
start
the
mixing
bar.
drinks?
I'm gonna look at all these bottles. That green one is really pretty. Let's put some of that in there. Maybe a quart.
Yeah.
And I don't know what other color stuff is there. I'm basically like anything that's a pretty color, I'm gonna put it together.
There's some blue liquids. There's some green
Ooh.
liquids. There's a lot of brown, a couple of clear, one that's a little bit red.
I want the exotic ones. I'm gonna go with the green as a good base and throw in some of the blue.
Okay. All right, so why don't we take our first break a little bit early while Zen goes off to talk to Cogwrench Hammerbench about getting a heated knife that toasts as it cuts, and Fab Hides and The Rock are going to go get a boat. And
Sweet.
Melissa is mixing unknown things behind the bar, hoping they're all liquor.
To make the Shirley Temple.
Right, so we'll see you guys on the other side of our break in just a few minutes. Bye-bye.